What's good, guys? Welcome back to another video. And today I'm going to teach you the art of storytelling, how to captivate on social media. Guys, social media, right, is all about storytelling, right? And whenever you're thinking about making videos on social media, you want to think like you're a movie director, okay? There's a plot, right? There's a climax, and there's a solution or a resolve, okay? That is super, super important. A lot of people, they make videos, they make content based on what they want, based on what they think feels good or what they think is interesting. And the user does not care about that. Like I've mentioned time and time again, these social platforms, their incentive is to keep people on the platform. So how can you be as engaging as possible, right? If you have a plot, a climax, and a solution, right, in your storytelling, in your video, you can get a lot of people to watch, share, right, reshare, comment. Your goal is to get people to comment, engage, and be as involved as possible in your specific brand, in your specific niche, okay? So when you're making a video, okay, what's the plot? You want to think about the viewer. This person needs to stop what they're doing and watch my video. The first thing automatically, in order for you to introduce the plot, right, you have to have a great hook. This is incredibly important. There are several different types of hooks. Visual hooks, right? Challenge hooks. Hey, here are 5 mistakes you're making that's costing you money, right? Here's 3 reasons why you would never get a girlfriend. Like stuff like that. You need to stop the user, stop the viewer as they're scrolling. They need to be interested enough to want to figure out what plot is this? What am I going to get from this? Okay? So when you have your hook, you want to structure your hook to the first 3 seconds of the video. If you don't catch their attention within the first 3 seconds of the video, they're gone. It's a waste, right? You don't even have a shot. Okay? They need to be interested in what you're talking about in the first 3 seconds. So whatever your niche is, go and study videos that have already performed well and ask yourself, how can I make the good videos do even better? Right? How can I make somebody's video that did 1 million views, how can I make it even better? How can I make their hook even better? Because I want to grab my users' attention. There are visual hooks. There are people that get millions and millions and millions of views because their hook is outstanding. All right? So now you understand that you need a great hook. You need to grab the user's attention. You need to say things that make them stop. Once you've done that, now you want to introduce the plot of your storytelling, of your specific video, right? What problem are you going to walk them through, right? If somebody wants to know how to date women, let's just use for example, and I say, here are 3 reasons why you would never get a girlfriend. They're like, what? What the hell is he talking about? Right? And now I'm going to say, number 1, right? You're texting women too much or so and so. That puts them in the plot. Okay, I understand that this is my first mistake. You start to explain to them why the mistake they're making or whatever you're introducing them into in the video, you start to explain to them, you start to guide them. And the way you keep them engaged is through cuts, B-roll, right? If you don't know what B-roll is essentially descriptions of what you're saying in the video. You want to keep the user's mind engaged. The human attention span is lower than a goldfish now. The human attention span is lower than a goldfish. People don't have an attention span. So you don't need excessive visual hooks. You don't need excessive interesting things in your video, but you need to keep the user engaged. All right? The fact that you're watching my videos that have no visual, nothing, they're just raw, says a lot about you. You're an entrepreneur. That's why you're watching personal branding videos, because you have enough attention span to be able to understand what somebody is saying and get value from it. Most people are not like you. Keep that in mind. They are not like you. So you need to make them as engaged as possible throughout the whole story you're telling them. Okay? So you introduce the hook, then you start to tell them what story they're going to get. All right? Now you need to have a climax. All right? This is the part of the video where You want to keep the user at their highest emotion, right? Let's say I'm giving 3 points why somebody doesn't have a girlfriend or why they will never get a girlfriend. I'd be like, you know what? As a matter of fact, millions of men go through this. Millions of men are suffering from this. And if you don't make a change today, you're gonna be like every other guy. You're gonna suffer loneliness. I want to keep the user in a great emotional state. And then I propose a solution. If you don't change this, your life will never be the same. You will never be able to attract a high quality partner unless you start, boom, solution. So you're walking them through an actual story, right? You introduce them right here with the hook. You lead them into the plot. You climax by giving them the most possible emotion to force them to then be interested in your solution. If they don't feel a climax, if they're not attached, look at this graph right here. If they're not intrigued with your hook, where you introduce them to the plot, and they feel extreme pain or whatever it is that you're trying to get them to understand, they will not care about your solution. If you don't walk them through this part, your products and services, obviously, won't be a solution to them. They won't even watch it. The beautiful thing about social media now is these platforms give you insights. They give you data. You can study your insights of videos. You can see where your retention is. How does your retention look in videos? Go and watch it. If the first 3 seconds you're losing people, the hook is terrible. If you're losing people in the 30-second to a minute mark, your story is trash. Your plot is horrible. You didn't do a good enough job introducing them to what you want to get them to understand. If your first 3 seconds, your first minute is great, then they just dip, you didn't create enough climax. You didn't create enough of a pain point. They were intrigued in your video. They wanted to come and watch it, but then they didn't feel a pain point to take action. People have to be compelled to take action. They have to be like, oh my God, this video, this piece of content, if I don't do what this person is telling me to do, my life will never be the same. So this is how you storytell. Every piece of content that you're going to structure, think about, I am a media director. From now moving forward, every single piece of content you're going to make, you're a director. You're a movie director. How do I engage people through a hook, introduce them to a plot, create enough climax to then provide a solution? They need to go through this journey. Media directors, movies, they spend billions of dollars. This is a $1 billion, $1 trillion industry. They spend millions of dollars on movies. Whenever you watch a movie, everything that is done on purpose. Every single movie you watch follows this framework. The hero or the hero meets a guide, or the hero goes through a problem that they must face and conquer. They face challenges. They think they're gonna quit, and then eventually they get to a solution. They reach a point in the movie where like, oh my God, he might not solve the solution. He might not be able to overcome it this time. They're keeping you engaged. If they just did a movie and they say, you know what? Here's the problem. He solves it in 10 minutes. You think about it, right? Would you go watch a movie that was 10 minutes long? Would there be premieres, millions of dollars spent? No. So they have to guide you through this. Remember that every time you watch the movie, everything that they're doing is on purpose. It's storytelling. Okay, so you have to bring the user towards that specific emotion as well. And then when you're making longer form videos, like on YouTube, you're gonna do the same thing. How do I get this person to watch my video? How do I create enough of a pain point or a climax to where they're feeling the most, oh my God, they're at the edge of their seats, and then I give them my solution, right? This is how you perfect storytelling on social media. You're no longer a content creator. You're a media director, right? And your payout is gonna be in your products and services. So a movie director they get funded and they hope that the movie does well. You're the same person. You go through the same problems, right? Your payout is going to be, if you can do this well enough, people will be engaged to your story, so your products and services can make you millions. Same thing. So if you can perfect this, you will master storytelling on social media.